Red pill club all day. But it's, yeah, that temptation to go back to real life once you've started questioning things in that way. It's the comfort of the blue pill, but then that curiosity that takes you to that place of the red pill. And it's kind of a storyline that features in many different films. It's like Alice in Wonderland, The Matrix, all these different ideas, which is around delving deeper into the fabric of reality that just gets my imagination going.
Why is it that you think so many people aren't willing to quote unquote take the red pill? And I don't mean this in terms of like the way that the word red pill is used currently in like dating relationships,
Yeah,
but
just thought
more
that.
broadly. Yeah.
I had a supervisor once, and he was so influential in terms of developing my career as a psychologist. One of the first things he told me was, when you're working therapeutically with someone, the first thing you need to know is that people do anything to resist change. Change is one of the scariest things in the world, and yet it's one of the few things that is guaranteed. So if we think about that concept around change and what that means in terms of, I guess, this red pill concept, I guess it means taking a risk. It means entering the unknown. And even though change is inevitable, it's the one thing that people resist because it's so scary. And it means taking a plunge into uncertainty. And as human beings, we like predictability, we like comfort, we like familiarity because we feel like it keeps us safe. So I think people stick with what's safe and what's known, even if it's not necessarily in their best interests, because I'd rather be safe than sorry.
One of the quotes you've also shared on Instagram is truth is like poetry, and most people hate poetry, is a quote by Adam McKay.
It's an interesting one, actually, because my dad's a poet. So we had kind of an introduction to poetry in the household, and most people do effing hate poetry by the quote. This pursuit of the truth, I think it's quite a hot topic at the moment. And it's a really complicated question because it's just this idea of like, is there one universal truth, or are there multiple truths that people have access to depending on their life story? So are we all in the pursuit of this one idea of truth, or do we all have individual truths that it's our life venture to pursue individually? And I think in terms of coming to terms with your own truth, again, this is quite a scary process because when you take a long, hard look at yourself, inevitably you find things that you don't like. And most people will avoid the process of looking at themselves because they don't want to come to terms with the parts of themselves that they can't bear other people to see. So I think in terms of this pursuit of your own truth, it requires an awful lot of courage and bravery.